Good evening. I hope you all have had a wonderful day. I know you've had some interesting events. It's been a long day. We have some really important business to get to tonight. And first, I just wanted to point out, if it isn't obvious, that you are eating underneath the wings of Air Force One. And I rather imagine you will never do that again. So enjoy it, please. I just want to make sure that you know, that we know, that none of this would be possible without the tremendous support of GE. As you've seen, Ronald Reagan and GE had a deep history. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation would like to recognize GE not only for its outstanding financial contributions to establish this program, but also its valuable guidance in shaping it and helping select this year's recipients. Tony Denhart, who's joining us tonight, is one of those valuable architects of this program, and we've already heard over the last 2 days that he's creating new ways to help the program grow. I want to thank you, Tony, and everybody at GE for everything that you've done. I also want to acknowledge a few of our other special guests whom you may have met over the course of the retreat. Our Chief Financial Officer, Glenn Baker, and of course our partner at Scholarship America, Kimberly Hansen. You may also notice that we have a few new faces in our crowd tonight. We reached out to the local alumni associations for the universities that you plan to attend and invited representatives to help us celebrate your achievements. We had a wonderful response, and we are pleased to have several of them with us tonight, including Christopher and Jody Chalufo from Auburn University, representing Princeton University, Jeremiah Miller and Raj Patel, from Arizona State University, we have Alicia Fiore and Eddie Duvall. From Johns Hopkins University, the Peabody Conservatory of Music, Mark and Amy Weiser. From the University of Chicago, we have Allison Cashton. And representing the University of California at Berkeley, James Terzian. Thank you all. We are looking forward to future partnerships with your alumni associations as we move forward. Tonight, I am pleased to introduce you to someone who knows you better than you might think. She is a dedicated member of our selection committee and has spent hours upon hours studying your achievements. In her spare time, she doesn't have much spare time, she serves on numerous boards and foundations, and she's a member of the Board of Trustees of the California Institute of Technology. My friends, she likes science. And before we hear from her, I would like to point out that she brought 2 dates tonight. Her grandson, Tom Graham, and her roommate, former U.S. Senator and former Governor of the state of California, Pete Wilson. And now please join me in welcoming California's former First Lady, Mrs. Gail Wilson.
Well, thank you very much, Joanne. And I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to meet the scholars that I've been reading so much about. I've read your applications, I've read your essays, I've read your letters of nomination from people who wrote things about you that honestly you probably couldn't say about yourself. And I feel very fortunate to have been on this selection committee for the GE-Reagan Scholars of 2016. So how did that come about? How did I get to do this? It's a pretty special place. For me, it was being in the right place at the right time. But also, my background prepared me for when this opportunity presented itself. Now, it doesn't hurt that I'm married to the former governor of California, former U.S. Senator, former mayor of San Diego, and former state assemblyman, who came with me tonight. In fact, it certainly helped. Pete was first elected to the state assembly the same year that Ronald Reagan became governor, so they had known each other a long time. Pete also served in the U.S. Senate when Ronald Reagan was president. Pete supported Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan supported him, making 9 appearances in Pete's first campaign for governor of California in 1990. Now, I've been asked to tell at least one Reagan story, and you may know that Ronald Reagan loved good stories, and particularly stories with a good punchline. So when my husband was running for the state assembly, Ronald Reagan was running for governor of California against a 2-term incumbent, Pat Brown. Now, the future president of the United States came to San Diego one day, and Pete met him at the airport. As he was talking, a press aide came up to Reagan and said to him, "I have some interesting news, sir." And Reagan said, "Well, what is it?" The aide says, "Well, Governor Brown has had to cancel his schedule today because of the malfunction of one of the engines on his campaign plane." Reagan asked, "Well, what caused the malfunction?" The aide said, "The governor on the left engine was not working." Well, I mean, those of a certain age here know about a governor on an engine. Reagan broke into a big grin and, turning to a group of reporters traveling with him, said, "Did you hear that, fellas? That's your headline for the day. Failure of the left-wing governor forces Brown to cancel appearances." When Pete was out of office and finished his second term, he actually shared office space with Ronald Reagan, and he became a member of the Reagan Foundation, which supports this wonderful library and museum. Through his involvement, I've had many opportunities to come here to hear many of the nation's top leaders. As Joanne said, I've had a long-time interest in math and science, particularly in high school students. For the past 30 years, much of my focus has been on young people like you, high school-aged high achievers, especially in the STEM fields. As a high school student myself, I was one of 40 national finalists in the Westinghouse Science Talent Search, now called this Intel Science Talent Search. I graduated from Stanford in biology with a Phi Beta Kappa key and was a board member for 20 years of the Center for Excellence in Education, which puts on the Research Science Institute at MIT. And finally, as First Lady of California, I helped establish the California State Summer School for Math and Science, which is called Cosmos, now in its 17th summer. It will host approximately 700 high school students on 4 University of California campuses for 4 weeks this summer. So as far as being in the right places at the right time, when this library and museum was celebrating the 100th anniversary of Ronald Reagan's birth, this scholarship program was launched. I was not part of the selection committee. In fact, my husband came to the first awards dinner just like this, and he came home and he said, "Gail, you should be part of this. This is right up your alley." So, lucky for me, when I volunteered, I was accepted. Now, this scholarship honors Ronald Reagan's legacy and character by rewarding college-bound students who demonstrate the leadership, drive, integrity, and citizenship. But education has always been the ladder of upward mobility. And you GE-Reagan scholars of 2016 exemplify President Reagan's vision and have his destiny to lead and to serve. Your extracurricular activities and pursuit of leadership roles have made a positive difference in your school, in your community, and I have no doubt in you. You have demonstrated that you appreciate the value of a quality education and lifelong learning, and we know you will be conscientious about your studies and pursue academic achievement. You have demonstrated with your initiative, your imagination, and your innovation that you seek to play a significant role as our country tackles the problems of tomorrow. With all the things I know about you, I should just stand up here and gaze upon you with admiration. I know about your participation in student government and the Science Olympiad. I know about band and speech and debate and choir and theater. I know about tennis and cross country and rowing and golf and football and soccer. I know about your involvement with FIRST Robotics, Model UN, and fundraising for good causes. I know about your involvement in the Boy Scouts, 4-H, and Future Farmers of America. I know about your leadership in seeing a need and finding a way to meet it by founding a golf program for students with special needs, or a recycling club, a coding club for girls, a political action club, a nonprofit that helps underprivileged children learn computer fundamentals. In addition to all of this, many of you have worked to help with the family finances, and I have no idea where you found the time. Through your essays and letters of nomination, I know of your enthusiasm, your inner drive, your strong work ethic, your respect for others, your appreciation for what you've been given, your patriotism, your perseverance, your resilience. I know about your ability to accept challenges and your community service orientation, your empathy and compassion, your reliability, and your very positive attitude. These are habits that become character. Who you will be, you are becoming today. These are the virtues of America and of Ronald Reagan. I've also learned of your goals and dreams. Some of you want to seek political office to become tomorrow's leaders, no doubt inspired by Ronald Reagan. Some want to be engineers to build safer cars, or to build robots, or to ensure that our space programs are the best. I know at least one of you in this audience wants to make music for the rest of us to enjoy. Some of you will become doctors, or biomedical engineers, or biochemists, doing research to improve or save lives. Several of you will start businesses that are so successful that you're going to become the philanthropists who will fund the not-for-profits. Good for you. The passion for one of you lies in becoming a foreign service officer, another for studying international economics. I have no doubt you'll achieve your goals, although I must warn you, your goals may change from what you're thinking right now, but your opportunities as an American are unlimited. In addition to your career, I can tell you want to be part of something larger than you are. You will find something you're passionate about in your community and ask to volunteer. And as a longtime volunteer myself, I know that volunteers do what they do from the heart. They want to make a difference, and believe me, you get back much more than you give. And it all goes back to your choices. You can affect your neighborhood, your city, state, nation, and the world. It's just a progression of what happens in your house, in your life. The decisions that you make can and do make a difference. You know, I urge you to focus one level up from your immediate family. First, take a leadership position at your college. You'll never regret it, and you'll get a lot more out of your college experience. Eventually, when you're out in the world, seek out leadership positions, possibly to run for the school board, or to find out what it takes to be on a planning commission or the city council. Through this process, you are working for the greater good of your community. Remember, life is not a spectator sport. Democracy is participatory, and we need your leadership. You can't assume someone else will provide it. Think about what's special about America, what freedoms and rights we have as Americans, but also remember your civic responsibilities. Ronald Reagan's quote that I love so much is, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was like in the United States when men and women were free." You have the power to determine what your world will be. You obviously have the determination to meet challenges and overcome them, so I have no doubt but that you'll accept this challenge. And it has been my privilege to play a small part in helping you towards your goal. Good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Wonderful to have all three of you here tonight, and I think Gail did mention it, but the governor is a member of our Board of Trustees. So it's wonderful to have him back here every once in a while, just like it is our others. Being an hour away from Los Angeles, they don't get here as much as we'd like, and I know it's not as much as he'd like, but he's a very active member, which is how we recruited his First Lady. So we're very privileged to have you involved. You know, we're in our 6th year of the GE-Reagan Foundation Scholarship, and this year we received more than 13,000 applications from qualified students across the United States. We asked them about their leadership at school, in the community, in the workplace, and at home. We received some remarkable stories of leadership and service that restored our confidence in the future of our nation. We do get worried about it sometimes. After an extensive and thoughtful selection process, 20 out of over 13,000 exemplary student leaders rose to the top, and that would be you. I'm congratulating each of you for being among the few individuals to hold the distinction of GE-Reagan Foundation Scholar. I hope you wear this honor proudly and serve as an ambassador for the vision, character, and ideals of President Reagan. You all know how I feel about that. May tonight motivate you to continue to lead and serve in college and beyond and pursue a life of prosperity for yourselves, your family, your peers, and your community. And now on to what you've been waiting for. When I call your name, please come to the stage to be recognized and receive just a token of our congratulations on your achievements. I'm going to ask that you remove your name tags if you haven't done so already. We do have a photographer, but parents, you are more than welcome to carefully make your way to the appropriate place, which would be over here in this part of the stage. The students will come up and receive their award on that side of the stage. So if you're ready, we're going to go alphabetically. Remember how that goes? Zachary Ahmed. Zach epitomizes the idea of turning passion into both work and service. In his case, this passion is robotics. He served as captain of the world champion Rice University robotics team and has committed nearly 350 hours of service teaching robotics to younger students. He was a Texas high school aerospace scholar and has already interned for NASA, not to mention Stanford University and the University of Texas. Zach also was co-captain of the University of California, Berkeley's Collegiate Hackathon. Yes, you heard me. I had to confirm that with Aaron because I didn't believe there was such a thing as a hackathon. Zach, you have more connections to prestigious universities as a high school student than most people will ever have. Beyond robotics and engineering, Zach was co-captain of the varsity tennis team, founder of the varsity sailing and rowing team, the bass drum section leader for the marching band, and served the National Honor Society, Student Council, Key Club, his church, and more. From Galveston, Texas, Zachary, I don't know, maybe there's an announcement. I'm heard he's still undecided about which campus is lucky enough to have him this fall. Congratulations. Austin James Arends. When you review Austin's achievements, you will notice a common theme: the title president or captain before nearly every activity. He served as president of his class and the student council, along with captain of the varsity cross-country team, first robotics team, and golf team. He credits his leadership and stewardship skills largely to Boy Scouts, where he earned his Eagle Scout designation by completing a project to renovate a park shelter, saving his community $18,000. He balanced scouts, sports, and other activities with work and service, including for his church, several opportunities to teach and mentor younger students, and as a mechanic for the Experimental Aircraft Association Warbirds of America. With plans to study mechanical engineering at Michigan Tech University in the fall, Austin hails from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Austin. Jonah Emery Benning-Shorb. It is hard to imagine a more well-rounded student leader than Jonah. His resume ranges from sports to music and student government to theater. He was captain of the tennis team and a member of the varsity cross-country team. An award-winning vocalist, we should have had him sing. He achieved all-state choir and was rhythm section leader for the band. Jonah's leadership abilities extended further. President of the student body, president of his class, a member of the speech and debate teams, House Majority Leader for Boys State, and an accomplished actor. Most notable, as with most of our recipients, he did all of this while managing to log numerous work and volunteer hours. His principal calls him the most driven student he has encountered in his career as an educator. That says a lot. From Grinnell, Iowa, Jonah will attend the University of Chicago in the fall. Congratulations. Brock Drevlo. Brock was a captain of his high school's award-winning speech and debate team and a 4-year junior ranger for the National Park Service. An Eagle Scout, he supported a number of local organizations, including the Elks Club, the Rotary Club, the VFW, Meals on Wheels, and more. However, undeniably, Brock's passion lies with music. At his young age, his achievements are astounding and his talent evident. He is a member of the National Association for Music Education's All-National Symphony Orchestra, a gold medal soloist for the Minnesota State High School League, a featured recording artist for Minnesota Public Radio, and a member of more orchestras and choirs than we could list. One of 11 children, and our very first sibling to receive this award. His brother actually got to play the president's piano that you saw in the private quarters today. Last year, after this event was over, we had a little bus problem. I know you're all familiar with those bus problems. So we filled our time with his brother's piano playing. Brock is from Thief River Falls, Minnesota, and plans to attend Johns Hopkins University Peabody Conservatory of Music to continue his study of music in the fall. We are going to ask him to come back with his brother and play for us one time, right, for an alumni group. Congratulations. Our next awardee, John Benjamin Hancock. Over the years, many of our GE-Reagan Foundation scholars have been involved with 4-H, but I'm fairly certain we have never had a president of a state 4-H board. Ben is just that, a third-generation 4-H'er and president of Georgia 4-H, leading 175,000 Georgia youth. He did not sign the Declaration of Independence, but he has a bit of his own American Revolution spirit in him as he lives by the club's motto, to make the best better. Over the course of his 4-H career, he has held numerous roles, received a number of awards, and formed a foundation of servant leadership. Through 4-H, he has led a number of food drives to feed needy families. He's also dabbled in politics, serving as a reporter for the College Republicans and volunteering for state and local campaigns. He may very well be running his own campaign one day. From Wasilla, Georgia, Ben will attend Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College in the fall. Congratulations. Jordan Lopez. Jordan's leadership philosophy is that it is not a position or title. Rather, it is an action and example. He has employed that philosophy as he looks for opportunities to serve, committing countless hours to organizations that support cancer research, feeding the needy, and raising awareness for recycling. Most fulfilling, he has taken his love of soccer and used that to better his community. As founder and board member of the El Paso Sports Foundation and a volunteer for East El Paso Soccer, Jordan taught young soccer players and encouraged them to get active and learn the sport he loves. He was captain of the varsity soccer team, naturally, but also president of Business Professionals of America, co-founder of the Chess Club, and a member of the National Honor Society. He was involved with Student Council and other organizations that honor his heritage and faith. With plans to stay in state to study business at the University of Texas at Austin, Jordan is from El Paso, Texas. Congratulations. Christine McDowell. Driven by her own history of speech impediments, Christine strove to be a voice for those around her without one. As board president of her school's Service Learning Board, she advocated for hungry and homeless families. She was the student representative appointed by the county government on the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. In addition, Christine represented her school and community among a number of national organizations, serving as a North Carolina delegate for the U.S. Senate Youth Program. She's chapter founder for Junior State of America and chapter secretary for the National Society of Black Engineers. She was a member of the varsity cross-country team for her school, the North Carolina School for Science and Mathematics, and Teen Council Vice President for the North Carolina Youth Development Program. From Wilmington, North Carolina, Christine will attend Middleburg College in the fall of 2017 after spending a gap year with AmeriCorps. Congratulations. Tulsi Patel. If you can think of a subject, Tulsi has undoubtedly created or served an organization to support it. She was a founder and president of the STEM and Advanced STEM clubs, along with holding offices for the health, math, chemistry, biology, and Spanish clubs. Where do you all get enough time to do this? In many cases, she turned her proficiency in those subjects into a volunteer opportunity, serving as a tutor or research assistant. Tulsi has married her passion for science and coding with her awareness of the lack of gender diversity in STEM fields, founding the Code Club and the Women Empowerment Club. She has already received recognition for her efforts in computer programming and is actively involved in other national groups that support women in technology fields. Tulsi will make her home state of Arizona proud as she attends the Arizona State University in the fall. Congratulations. Paxton Peacock. Paxton is at home both working on his family's farm or jet setting around the world. President of his Future Farmers of America chapter and a competitor for the Alabama Cattlemen's Association, Paxton also served as president of the International Travel Club, visiting 8 different countries in the last 4 years, often to complete service efforts. He was one of 15 representatives selected to attend the Global Student Leaders Summit in Switzerland and served as vice chairman of the Emerging Philanthropists Council. Paxton was president of his class, secretary of the National Honor Society, Southeast Regional Ambassador for the National Society of High School Scholars, and secretary of the Technology Students Association. A member of a number of other service groups, Paxton also has served as financial chairman for a memorial fund to support leukemia awareness and research. From Newton, Alabama, Paxton will attend Auburn University in the fall with the other War Eagles in the room. Ray Peterson. We have another engineer on our hands, folks. Ray is team captain for her school's first robotics team and an award-winning representative for the Society of Women Engineers. She was class president and committee chairman for the National Honor Society. Ray's commitment to service is unmatched. She has faithfully volunteered for a foster home for 7 years, now helping to support the operations side of the home and improve its efficiency. She has also volunteered for a summer camp that helps expose inner-city youth to teamwork and nature. Ray has served as a national representative for Young America's Foundation, a volunteer for the Daughters of the American Revolution, and president of Students Against Drunk Driving. From Lexington, Michigan, Ray will attend the University of Pennsylvania in the fall. Anastasia Pyrenees. As lead varsity team attorney, Anastasia placed first in both Ventura County and at a mock trial state invitational. She was president of Model United Nations, earning first place as a delegate. She served as vice president of the California Scholarship Federation and led events for her school's National Honor Society chapter. Like President Reagan, Anastasia has the gift of communication and has used that ability to be a TEDx youth speaker and speak at large-scale events she directed for Interact and Rotary International, raising thousands of dollars for their causes. She received the designation of Most Valuable Coach for her role as a volunteer coach for the Golden State Debate League. From right here in our very own backyard, Thousand Oaks, California, and a graduate of our summer leadership program, Anastasia will attend the University of California, Berkeley this fall. Sophia Rebecca Ramirez. Sophia used her robotics skills and her heart for serving to raise thousands of dollars and donate thousands of cans of food for Austin's Capital Area Food Bank. Over the last 3 years, she led teams for the Construction program, learning that even at her young age, she can put her gifts to use and have a big impact on her local community. Sophia's love of engineering fueled her as project manager for First Tech Challenge Robotics, president of Tech Girls, and a mentor for robotics teams. Captain of the soccer team, Sophia also has held leadership roles for Texas 4-H, her church youth group, and National Honor Society. She has served as a junior counselor for a girls' camp and worked part-time throughout high school. Sophia hails from Austin, Texas, and will head to Lehigh University to study chemical engineering. Congratulations. Sunny Sandhu. This young man is described as a global thinker with integrity and drive. Opening his eyes to the needs around him, Sunny founded 2 nonprofits to impact children in North Carolina and across the globe. Through Learn of NC, he collects used laptop donations, teaches children computer fundamentals, and donates to them the refurbished products. He has taught English in an Indian village and led efforts to raise money for victims of natural disasters around the world. Back at home, Sunny was an all-state tennis captain, president of his class, founder of the Political Debate Club, president of the STEM Club, yes, I'm getting exhausted, prosecutor of the year for the Wilson County Teen Court, and a school representative for both the County Student Advisory Council and the YMCA Young Leaders Institute. Not only was he a member of his school's varsity soccer team, but he also served as head coach for a team of 7- and 8-year-old soccer players. He's a native of Wilson, North Carolina, and he'll be heading to Princeton University this fall. Natasha Takahashi. Overcoming loss and hardship, Natasha turned her own experiences into a ray of hope, children suffering through the diagnosis, treatment, or death of a parent due to cancer. As a counselor for Kids Connected, with a K, Natasha lent her own insight and compassion to walk with families through dark days she knows all too well. At school, she was the founder of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter and co-president of the Pink Ribbon Club. She spent 4 years as a board member for the Irvine Youth Action Team Summer Convention. Even with a demanding workload and her priorities focused on her family, Natasha had time to be the manager of a rock band. We had a lot of musicians. We're going to think about that for next year. Natasha is from just south of us in Irvine, California, and will attend the University of Southern California. I heard her say it was her dream college in the fall, and she will study business administration. Congratulations. Nathaniel John Thoresen. Nate is well on his way to a career in politics. Class president of the Student Council, captain and state champion for Student Congress, captain and national qualifier for the speech team, and captain and state champion for the debate team. He served as a class representative of North Dakota Student Council. He was a founding member of his school's Leo Club and was instrumental in a number of collection drives to support the community. He's a scholar athlete. He was both varsity tennis captain and a regional and state star for choir. Most dear to Nate, he was the founder of an organization called Quilt for Cure, which makes fleece-type blankets for cancer patients. Over 4 years, the organization has delivered hundreds of blankets to patients across the Midwest. From Fargo, North Dakota, Nate will attend North Dakota State University in the fall. Congratulations. Kayla Marie Wilson. Growing up in a military town taught Kayla the importance of service and sacrifice. Kayla has a particular heart for poverty, homelessness, and veterans issues. As secretary of her DECA chapter, she arranged for backpacks of food to be distributed to needy students for the weekend. She volunteered at Cove House, which works to provide homes, medical care, and food to the homeless population in her community. She was vice president of her class and held offices within Student Council, the National Honor Society, and the School Spirit Committee. An athlete, she excelled in cross country, track and field, and soccer. With plans to study biology at Baylor University in the fall, Kayla is from Copperas Cove, Texas. Congratulations. And our final recipient is Jade Wong. Jade has devoted her service throughout high school to Kiwanis, most recently serving as governor for her branch of 50 clubs and 3,000 members in California, Nevada, and Hawaii. Since becoming involved in Kiwanis, she has held a variety of leadership roles and supported efforts to raise money and awareness for issues ranging from health to children and mentally disabled adults to city beautification. One of the most fulfilling aspects of service that Jade cites is the ability to raise up the next generation of servant leaders to continue to serve the community. At school, she is editor of the yearbook, captain and MVP of the varsity tennis team, and president of the American Red Cross chapter. From Rowland Heights, California, Jade will join her peers at the University of California, Berkeley this fall. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of our 2016 GE-Reagan Foundation Scholarship Program recipients. I hope you'll agree, I'm sure you do, that the talent and drive present in this room tonight is a testament to both the legacy of President Reagan and the strength of our nation's future leadership. It has truly been our privilege to host each of you at the Scholars Retreat at this special place in honor of a very special man. We are very excited for what you will do on your campuses and then beyond. This concludes our program. Scholars, if you would please join us on stage for a group photo, and then feel free to mingle and enjoy the view of Air Force One last time. I also encourage you to capture your final sentiments about the retreat experience on Reagan EDU. Your shuttle will depart. Oh, it departed 1 minute ago. Okay, well, we're gonna say 9:15, is that fair? To take you back to the hotel, where you are once again welcome to snacks and games in the Long Canyon room. Scholars, as you leave, we do have a few more items for you to take with you in the back, and have a safe trip home. This is your home, away from home from now on. You're one of us, you're part of us. We expect to see you here. You'll be invited back. You're welcome back anytime. And that means parents and family, as well as alumni. We're thrilled to have you here. Thank you all for coming. Good luck. Enjoy your summers. I know everybody's rushing back to get to their internships and their jobs, but take a couple of days anyway and enjoy your summer off before you head into college, because that is the beginning of the next phase of your life. Thank you all for coming, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.